Hey everybody, good to meet you in person. It's me, Mark Brown, and welcome to my garage gym where I get to hang out and play. I actually do train a handful of people still through Zoom here, and my wife does train some clients in person, but in person is what everything in this business is all about. And if you've listened to some of the recordings already, you've heard hopefully some of my passion for that, or at least some of my belief in the value of this and that being part of what we do. For these videos, which under Panopto you'll see, we're just going to label them trainer tips or training tips because, as we've mentioned, so many of you right now, you're moving into, I want to be a trainer, maybe I want to own a studio, working into a studio, different avenues like that. And so not all of us are going to walk into managing an entire facility, which is what the textbook is built upon. And to be honest with you all, those are some of the things that are meant to be covered within the ACC curriculum with what we're trying to do. But I want to give each of you as much as I can just from a business perspective and, how can we get you started and get you out in the field the right way. And so my experience, again, I said early on, my first training certification was in 94, and by 1996, I was pretty much full-time personal trainer and had worked up to 40 plus hours training sessions a week for about the first 10 years of my career before landed some other roles with some other companies and also teaching and working in group fitness and training instructors. And so personal training, I'm with you guys. That's kind of who I am, and it's what I do. Most of you either will be in or you are in class with Pam Soto and Paul Smith, where you're working on the details of programming and training. And so most of that I'm going to leave to them. I'm going to talk to you today about some of the real world things and the ways that you can sell yourself without even trying to sell yourself, and ways that you can make yourself stand out. And first, it's just your professionalism, look, and appearance. And that does not mean you have to walk into the gym airbrushed at 8% body fat, okay? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, and your energy level. And so that all happens even before you begin your training session. So I'm going to walk you through that with what I would look for with my staff, with my trainers, or prospective people that I'm looking to hire. Because ultimately, once you get out of, maybe if you're training 20, 25-year-olds, somebody going on spring break where, I want abs, I need abs, which is fantastic. Everybody wants to look better. But at the end of the day, so many of your clients and so many of the people that watch you, their reaction and what they're going to say to you is, wow, I want your energy. How are you so energetic throughout the day? I want to feel good. I want to move better. And so we have to project that. And my idea with that is, that projection, it doesn't always come naturally. And honestly, yes, I taught a class this morning at 5:30. So I've been going since about 5 a.m., had my own workouts, had training sessions, everything else. So yes, we all get tired, but we're not going to let our students or our clients see that or feel that. And so to me, once you're within about 2 miles of your studio, you are on the clock. And so of course what that means is if you are at the stoplight, you are not giving somebody the finger or anything like that. It sounds funny, but we've definitely over the years heard stories about street altercations that turned out to, whoops, my members are turning into my parking lot and I just yelled at that person for cutting me off. So consider that. It sounds minor. Second, once you are in the parking lot, one, we don't take those front parking spaces. I believe I've already mentioned that in one of the lectures. That may be up to your owners, but in general, customer service, save those close spots for your members, okay? Once you get out of the car, you are on the clock. You are on display. And the reason I say that, I've seen way too many trainers over the years drag themselves out of the car. One shoe is untied, shirt's half tucked, and we're shuffling into the gym or the facility, okay? All right, that's up to you. But how do you want to project it? As soon as you get out of that car, you have to look ready to work. Everything is put together. Posture is there. You are moving through that parking lot the same way you would move through a workout. Great posture, aware of your situation, moving, looking, and feeling athletic. So consider that with your body language from the moment that you walk into the door, okay? Everybody in that facility should feel that and want to go, that's whose class I want to take. That's the person that I want to train with. Again, so it's not here. People have enough of that during the rest of their own day. They don't need that from you, okay? And I'm not trying to be hard on that. I know life is happening to all of us, but in this position, boom, you fake it, you take that positivity and you give it back. So my shoes are tied, I'm dressed. What am I wearing? Hey, depends on your facility. Some clubs will have dress codes, okay, and that's fine. You work with that. If not, consider how you look. And again, athletic clothes, I understand, they can be expensive. I'm lucky enough that we get some through one of the companies I work with, which I would actually be in trouble right now for having the wrong logo on, but that's a different story. So we're not asking you to spend piles of money on your athletic clothing, but is it clean? Is it neat? Is it tucked in? Why? Professional experience, a professional look for one, but two, most of us in fitness, until you get up into managing, you don't have a desk. So you know what this is? That's your office space. So it's just like we consider if you walked into Pam Soto's office at the Riverside campus and she had books on the floor and paper all over the place, that wouldn't give a really great impression when you first walked in, just like the same thing with any business. So if we're not sitting at a desk, this is how I want to look, right? Everything is squared away. Everything is in order. This is your office space. It's also why we do stay in shape, which sounds funny, right? We get into fitness because we love it. A lot of trainers get burned out with their own workouts because they spend so much time in the gym. So consider that down the line with your own balance, with how you balance out training sessions and your own physical capabilities. So carrying ourselves that way. Our greetings, remember, I talked to you in one of the videos about this. We're never saying, hey, hi, or what's up. I've told the story before. There's a comedian, you can look him up, Norwegian guy named Ismo, and about 10 years ago, he did a bit, and he said, I was in the United States for about 2 years before I learned the appropriate answer to the question, what's up, is what's up. So think about that, right? You walk in the gym and all you're saying is, what's up? How's it going? That's all you're getting back. So remember, before any training session, even if it's not your client, everybody you see, not what's up. Hey, how's your workout going today? What class are you going to take? I got 5 minutes. Can I show you anything? Hey, anything that gives you back something you can work with. Because that person, you've got a training session in 5 minutes. They're obviously not training with you that day, but you have just planted that seed. Okay, this individual is very helpful. They're very knowledgeable. They looked out for me. Maybe when I get that extra money or I get a gift certificate or I decide to train, that's where I'm going. That's who I want to see. So work on those greetings. Practice that until it becomes second nature. And then finally, with your clients, right? Never let your client beat you to the gym. Right, now, understood, if you've got 3, 4, 5 clients in a row, you're going to be walking up to the desk, the reception area, when they're there perhaps, or they're already there warming up. But if it's my first session, I hate it if my client's already there, if I'm stuck in traffic. I'll still never be late, I promise you that. That's not going to happen, but I want to be there. I want to be prepared. I'm not going to talk about how you're training your client. Those are specific things that you're working on right now in your other classes, but samples that we want to take once I've seen my client and I've greeted them, asked them how they're feeling that day. What are some of the things that we need to talk about, correct? What have they eaten today, or have they eaten in some cases, depending on the time of day? Any new medications, right? How are they feeling that particular day? And above all, how did you feel after the last workout? It sounds minor, but that's a part of showing that you care, that you're preparing, and that you're building something ongoing with the client that they're going to improve on. So, how'd you feel after that last workout? I'm asking that in my own head because, we introduced a combination of hamstring curls on the ball and Romanian deadlifts, which, okay, the contraction and the stretch, we probably got a lot of hamstring posterior chain work. So, in my head, that's where I'm going. How are the back of your legs? Notice I didn't use hamstring yet, depending on their knowledge base, right? I'm not trying to overload them with jargon or verbiage. Oh, how are the back of your legs, your hamstrings? Yep, a little bit, so you find out what was happening. If something is chronic, if they're coming to see you after physical therapy for something, right? Rotator cuff, shoulder. Okay, how'd your shoulder feel after the last workout? Boom, take that inventory and make sure you apply it. If my feedback to you is, yeah, I couldn't raise my arm because I re-aggravated something for my rotator cuff, and then about 10 minutes into the workout, you had me doing a single arm kettlebell snatch on that injured arm, I know that you did not listen to me, nor did you pay attention. So think about those. Get that inventory before the training session. Then with the training session, I'll tell you a few things from experience. You're going to get the technical stuff in your programming classes, again, with Paul and Pam. The non-technical answer from me, as I will always say, is a job description. If your client or your student in your class, if they feel better when they leave the gym than when they arrived, you did your job, okay? Somebody's training for the Olympics or you're training competitors, absolutely. We need to work that periodization. We need to stick to that plan, and we need to peak at a certain time. If this is a 45-year-old, I hate to say that's younger than me at this point, but right, if it's 45-year-old recreational athlete or somebody working out just a few times a week to stay healthy, things are going to change every day. So we have to be ready to adjust our programming on the fly. And the biggest picture, if they're in it for the long haul, if they had a good time, if they feel better when they leave than when they came in, they're going to come back and see you again, okay? We're not going to lose them. So that's a huge part of the equation that, again, becomes a big part of the balance. So during this training session, kind of the last thing I'm going to leave you with today, remember we talked about your office space and your body language. Nothing drives me crazier than watching a trainer with lazy body language during a training session. So most of you who answered some of my questions, you're either involved in some gyms or you are a member at a gym. So look for these things for me, right? I don't want to see lazy personal training body language. What does that mean? Could be anything. Tell me if you've seen this before, right? My client's right here on the TRX and I'm staring off into space, or I'm hopefully not having a conversation with somebody over here, or I look like I'm looking, but obviously am completely blanked out. Are my arms crossed, right? Closed body language, intimidating body language, perhaps to a new exerciser. We're not doing that. I don't want you crossing your feet, okay? No, that's lazy, not athletic. I'm not ready to spot or catch somebody if need be. I'm not leaning on equipment, and I'm definitely not sitting here like this on the bench while somebody is doing something here on the floor. I am at that level, what we refer to as attending behavior. If you're going to take the ACE exam, that used to always be one of the questions. So I'm involved, and that is going to show your professionalism. It's going to keep the energy up for you and your client, and it's also going to make the difference when that person walking through the weight room or that person on the treadmill going, man, all I do is the treadmill, I'm getting kind of bored. Let me look out here on the fitness floor, and I see one trainer actively involved, spotting, helping, seeking feedback, and I see another trainer here leaning and obviously bored. Guess where I'm going? I'm going to you because you're going to be that active and involved trainer, okay? So that's where we want you to be. My own pet peeve on this too, if you're a trainer and I see you walking around with coffee, I'm going to question things. And so I laugh at this because I'm not being a not being an anti-caffeine snob, I would always tell people I made it probably the first 10 years in the fitness business without caffeine or coffee, but then I had kids. So, and if you like, I've got 3 of them, 2 in college, 1 a little bit younger. So have what you need. But my professional suggestion, leave it in the office, because to me, if I'm watching a trainer or somebody's paying me what they pay me for a personal training session, and I have to have a 32-ounce Starbucks to get excited about this session, I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. So think about those things. And then at the end of the training session, little things I like to do over the course of the session without getting too personal. And those are things that we talk about in some of the other courses, right? We don't cross boundaries, professionalism boundaries, things like that. But you get to know your clients and jot down beyond workout notes. What is something else they said? Because if you have an hour, you're going to hear something that they're going to do, a play that they're going to see, a sporting event that their kid's participating in. When I'm done with that session, I'm making note on that, okay? And so that then next time I see them, I'm also going to ask them about that activity. Hey, how was the soccer game? How was the performance? Oh, wait, okay, Mark's actually listening to me and thinking about me. So session ends, right? High five, congratulations, review. Today we did this. Manage expectations. Let them know, yes, you might be sore in some certain spots, okay? Especially with new clients that we know don't always know the difference between sore and injury. So make sure, hey, we did some new things for the upper body today. It was your first chin upper pull-up in 20 years, whatever it may be. So we may feel some upper back, some lat soreness. Describe that. Let them know what to expect. Congratulate them on that hard work. And then before they walk out the door, it's never, all right, text me when you're ready to come back. It's like, okay, so what time, what day are we meeting again to follow up on this session? And I will talk more throughout the semester. Again, it's a short semester, guys, so we're going to be hustling about different ways of managing and selling training like that. But that's all for this week. Remember, keep sending me questions because, like I said, I'm happy in this scenario to go outside of the textbook. Send me questions. Meet me in the office hours, and hopefully I get to touch base with you all in person in the summer semester. All right, be good, y'all.